I remember as a young man sitting by the bus stop. I was probably 16 or 17. I had a driver's license, but I didn't have a car. Finished high school, and the bus stop was right across the road, and I'd hop on the bus and take it to my job. And I remember seeing my favorite car at the time, which was like 88 to 90 IROC convertible, okay, Camaro. These things were not made by Chevy. They were conversions by Arizona Speed and Marine. They were beautiful looking cars, drop tops. They were just cool for me anyway. And I was mad at the time that I was sitting there on the bench at the bus stop waiting for a government vehicle to come over and pick me up and give me a ride to my job. I wasn't mad at the guy driving the car. I wasn't mad at the manufacturer that made the car. I wasn't mad at the dealership that sold the car. I was mad at myself because I didn't have the money to buy the car that I wanted. I didn't have the money to put the gas in the tank for the car that I wanted. I didn't have the money to probably pay for the insurance for the car that I wanted. The car that I wanted wasn't a Ferrari. It was a Chevy. And I think at the time, probably a $25,000, $30,000 car. Didn't have the money for it. But I was mad at myself. And I took a look in the mirror and I said, you suck. You need to do better, work harder, figure this out. And I didn't do it overnight. I didn't do it a month. I didn't do it in a couple of years. I think by the time I was 20 or 21, that's when I bought the IROC. Prior to that, took a little shortcut, a little detour, and I got the motorcycle. Motorcycles are cheaper to insure, cheaper to drive. It's just, they use less gas and all that sort of stuff. And as I talked about in my book, just as much fun. Probably more so in some cases. But get mad. But don't get mad at other people. Get mad at yourself. You don't have the car that you want. You don't have the house that you want. You don't have the job that you want. You don't have the friends that you want. You don't have the network or community or tribe that you want to be around. Get mad at yourself. Why is it other people's fault? Why? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like this notion of learned hopelessness. We had a guy that called in the other day on Chopping It Up. English guy that was living in Australia, 50 something years old, and making observations that are factual and true. Most women suck. Okay, we've seen the same thing. You guys, when you watch Ladies Night, you see a lot of them, the vast majority of the chicks that end up on the show. And we don't cherry pick losers. We don't cherry pick difficult women for your entertainment value or anything like that. We just randomly pick women, right? That's what Spencer's doing when he's doing his recruiting. So, yeah, the vast majority of women aren't worthy of inviting into your life. The vast majority of women also don't like the vast majority of men. What do the vast majority of women like? Tall, competent, resourceful, successful, handsome, all that stuff. They have a long list of their laundry list. They like the top shelf guys. So, let me think about that for a minute. Most women suck. Most women are choosing the top shelf guys. There's only a small percentage of women that probably don't suck. And even though they don't suck like the women that do suck, you still have to do some management in that relationship, which is also probably going to suck. But you know that you want a relationship. You're one of those guys. You want the relationship. All guys do. Even those guys that say, I don't want a relationship with a woman, they still want a relationship with a woman. Even the guys that go, I don't need a woman because I have a sex doll. The sex doll is a perfect replication of a 10 out of 10. That thing that they buy for whatever $1,000 they pay for that fucking thing. Most guys want to be in it with women. So how do you get what you want? How do you get better women? Not being poor is a good start. Not being boring is a good start. Having some interesting hobbies, also a good start. Having a captivating life, also a good start. Being influential, also a good start. Having some grooming, right? Not being sloppy, presenting yourself nicely, wearing clothes that fit you. Also a good start. Driving a nice car. Also a good start. Having money to pay for the date. Also a good start. Despite what feminism has told men and women don't want to split the bill when the bill comes. They want to be taken out on a date and shown a good time. Having some money means that you can do that. So I hear guys complain about stuff like this. Oh, women suck, this and that. The quality to choose from, or they're all fat on dating apps and covered in tattoos and da da da. It's like, yeah, like I said, there's a lot of women that you don't want to invite in your life over a long-term basis. They've been highly promiscuous. They've got a bad attitude. They have daddy issues. They're covered in tattoos. They got addictions. They throw hissy fits. You guys can check out my red flag chapter. Very straightforward. But if you want to sort through the wheat to get to the chaff, separate the wheat from the chaff, the story as it goes, you're going to have to dig through a lot of dirt to find the gold. And when you find it, you're not in a position to refine it, attract it, sell it, put it on the marketplace, broker it, if you're not a put together guy. Oh, but even if you are a put together guy, look what happens to Brad Pitt and Johnny Depp and Tom Brady. I have some answers for that too, but you're not going to like them. Tom Brady probably shouldn't have let Giselle roll with a Brazilian jiu-jitsu instructor. That was dumb. Hey, babe, I want to go take BJJ. Our son is at this dojo and he really likes it and the instructor's good. So I'm going to sign up with Chad Thundercock and he's going to teach me how to roll. Oh, okay, no problem. I'm playing football over here. It's a boundary that he probably should have set. What did Johnny Depp do wrong? Amber Heard's clearly batshit crazy to me. He must have seen the red flags before he moved her into his house. He must have, right? Again, a lot of the problems, a lot of the issues that men complain about with women can be eliminated in the selection and the vetting process. And even if they get past the selection and the vetting process, and she's a genuinely decent gal, women always reserve the right to change their mind at any given time later on down the road. They may change their behavior. They may change their opinion of you. They might go batshit crazy. So don't ever live in a way that exposes you to those risks. These are all things that I've talked about many times. Yes, I know you're going to have to go through 167 podcast episodes to get them all. Yes, I know it's in my book. Yes, maybe you're new to the channel. You don't know all these things yet. I don't know. You can start with the book. The book's a very good starting place for you guys. All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.